Walk through heartbreaking situations in our life, but are we learning to deal with them in a healthy way, and are we learning to heal from them? Today, I want to share with you a few ways that I've learned how to heal from heartbreaking situations that I've walked through in my life. So when we think about heartbreaking situations, obviously we think about death. But do we think about deep loss like divorce or losing a friendship or losing a job? What about losing an animal? I lost my animal, my dog, my precious dog, a few months ago, and it was heartbreaking to me. We don't think about changing seasons of our life as heartbreaking. But for me, I did have what I call a heartbreaking situation when I had to deal with having a child. The thought of having a child, when I never had that thought in my mind. I never thought that I was going to have a child. So I had to deal with that. Maybe it wasn't heartbreaking, but it was just a situation that I had to learn how to process through. So I want to share with you a few things today that have helped me, and I hope they encourage you and help you too through whatever heartbreaking situations you may be walking through. So I want to share a verse with you. It's Ecclesiastes 3:4. And you may be thinking, I really don't want to deal with heartbreaking situations. I don't have time for them. But the Bible says that there's a time to mourn and a time to dance. So if it's in the Bible, I think we should usually follow what it says because it should be a guide for our lives. So we need to take time to mourn, and along with taking time to dance and be happy and all the other things in Ecclesiastes 3. You should check it out if you've never read it before. But I want to encourage you that it's okay to take time to mourn. The Lord is okay for you to work through whatever hard situation you're walking through. He's okay with that. He walked through hard situations in his life, and the Bible's just a guidebook for us. So the first thing I want to encourage you with is to, in the midst of heartbreak, is to hold on. And holding on, when you think of holding on, I think of learning how to roller skate when I was a teenager. Now, I'm not a very good roller skater now. I just never have gotten the hang of it. I can do it, but I still might fall. But when you're first learning to roller skate, you put your roller skates on, and then you try to hobble, crawl, whatever, over to the floor, and you get out there, and then you're probably going to fall. And then, I don't know about your roller skating rink, but my roller skating rink when I was little had this carpeted wall, and it had little pieces coming out that you would grab onto, and I would just hold on for dear life. And then when I got the hang of it, I could let go and go a little bit farther and a little bit farther, and pretty soon I didn't have to hold on to that carpeted wall. I also think about Dalton when he was learning how to walk, how he would just grip our hands and just hold on as tight as he could. He doesn't do that anymore because he is safe and secure. So holding on isn't forever, first of all, but it's also something we need to do when we're not feeling secure, when we don't feel safe. And you don't have to do it forever. You just need to hold on until your feet hit the ground, until you feel like you've got it, until you feel like okay, I can do this. And so you just keep walking through life, holding on. Now you may be asking, what in the world am I going to hold on to? Well, there's so many different things you could hold on to. You could hold on to your grip tight to your faith, to your family, to a song that comes on the radio that just breathes life into your soul. I just love music. You could quotes, whatever makes you feel safe and secure. I just want you to hold up tight to that. Now, it's something that will keep you from floating away. Like if you were riding the rapids, now I'm scared to death of riding the rapids, and I was over by the Ocoee River a couple weeks ago, and I saw people that were floating in the rafts, and I was thinking, okay, what would I do if I fell out of those rafts? Well, you would grab on tight to the raft, to a rock, to whatever, so that it doesn't pull you down the current. So grab onto something that's going to keep you from floating away, and that will make you feel safe and secure. Now, for me, years ago, I walked through the pain of divorce, and I gripped tightly to the puppy that we had just gotten. She was about a year old. And so I gripped tight to her. I spoiled her. And before she died, she was still a puppy that would whine all the time. My family would be like, would you please stop that dog from whining? But I just did what I could to survive during that time. And so she just trained me more than anything else. I gripped tight to her. And then I also gripped tight to working a lot and providing, because I needed to pay the bills, and that just kept my mind off of things. So those are two things that I grip tight to. Now, when you're finding something to grip tight to, I want you to be very careful that it's something that's healthy for you, because this is how people become addicts. They walk through stages that are so hard and they don't really want to deal with them, so they turn to addictions and things that they should not ever turn to, and they cover their pain with the addiction, or whatever they're taking or getting addicted to. So I want you to be very careful, but there are so many healthy things that you can grip tight to. Remember, like I said before, it's not forever. When it rains, you get out your umbrella for just a little while until the rain stops. You may still have the umbrella around for later, just like your family or that song that comes on the radio may be there for later. But you only use that umbrella until it's safe, till the storm has gone. So maybe next time you pick up your umbrella, you'll think of that. Now, along with holding tight, I want you to give yourself grace. And that is just undeserved, unearned favor or kindness. That's the dictionary definition, or what I learned as a kid growing up in Awana. Give yourself grace. Do what you have to do to get through. Now, other people are probably not going to understand whatever you're doing to get through. But, you know, the Lord knows your heart, and that's all that really matters. So give yourself grace. And I want you to also talk. Talk to friends, talk to family, talk to trusted friends. Now, don't go throwing everything out on social media and ranting and raving, because that is not going to do anybody any good. But I want you to talk to friends and family, and even, I know this may sound weird, but talk to a counselor. That's why the Lord has them. I have gone through counseling myself. I highly, highly recommend it for everyone, whether you're going through a tragic situation or not. It's just great for us to talk, and counselors have a way of helping us work through the pain that we're going through. So I want you to talk to somebody. Now, I think of when I was going through my divorce, I had this couple, David and Vicky, and they came alongside me, and they would invite me over to their house, and we would just hang out. We would talk, and we would probably talk about stupid things. No, not probably. We did talk about crazy things, but it was great for my mind. But you know what also was great? When I was ready to talk about what I needed to talk about in my divorce, they were ready and willing and able to listen to me. And I trusted them, and I knew what I was talking about was not going to go any farther from their ears. And so it was very healing for me to get that out and to just let it go. Satan wants us to keep all that stuff inside, and it's not helping us heal from our heartbreak. He wants us to let it out to other people, and someday even encourage someone through it. So the last thing I have for you is to allow yourself to feel. And man, feeling is so hard. People don't want to feel. Like I said earlier, instead of feeling, people mask the pain with addiction, and it's just a hard road you do not want to walk down. So go ahead and let yourself feel. Again, people are not going to understand what you're feeling. When I was walking through learning how to deal with the thought of becoming a mom, I knew that most people did not have a clue what I was walking through. There were some that knew, but that had surprise pregnancies, but most people didn't have a clue what I was walking through. But you know what? The Lord said, it's okay. You feel whatever you need to feel. Get it out. Talk it through. And I journaled a lot through that. I wrote down my feelings, and that was very healing for me. Do not sweep your feelings under the rug, because you may start sweeping the feelings under the rug when you're a teenager, And it may just be a little bit of feelings here and there, but you know what? They pile up, and you're going to get a lump under that rug. The lump is going to keep growing and growing and growing. It's not going anywhere. So you need to learn how to deal with it. So I want to encourage you with that. Now, I have this book that my mom gave me that I've been reading. It's so good. You can do this, by Tricia Lott Wiliford, and I'll put a link below. You can check it out. But I have to read this quote for you, because it was just life-giving when I read it. I was like, oh, I have to share this with my friends, my online friends. So it says, healing comes in telling the story 1,000 times. For better or for worse, words give life and strength. It is a brave girl who will say them out loud. Tell your story in some way today, either to a friend over coffee, on the pages of a journal, in the post of a blog, or in the art you create. If you're strong enough, do it again tomorrow and next week. Let yourself feel and let yourself heal. Wow, that is just awesome. Let yourself feel and let yourself heal. Figure out what you need to do to heal through this heartbreaking situation, and give yourself grace. Hold on. Talk to someone. Journal it out. And allow yourself to feel. I pray that this encourages you today. If you know of someone going through a heartbreaking situation or a hard time, or who needs to heal from a situation, will you please share this video with them? I would love to be able to encourage them today. Have a fabulous day. I will talk to you soon.